Namaskar. Welcome to Vision of Asia, a voice of the community on ITV Gold. I'm Ashok Vyas. This is our weekly session of Vision of Asia. Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, we have Vision of Asia, and this is special weekly edition, of course. We'll begin with special events, and focus will be on 8th November, which was the day to mark Guru Nanak Dev Jayanti, the day to mark Dev Deepavali, and also in America, it was a festival of democracy with midterm elections. We'll have a report on that. We'll begin with this week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh, a report from Indian Consulate on the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce organized event, report from Vedic Heritage for Diwali celebration with musical treat by Sarod Maestro, Amjad Ali Khan Sahib, his sons and others. We'll also have a report on celebration of Guru Nanak Dev Jayanti from Kilmer, New Jersey, from Guruji Ka Mandir, and we'll conclude with Annakut Mahotsav from Baptist Robbinsville Temple. So all this coming up right after these short messages. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Vision of Asia with the community on ITV Gold. And if you are keenly following the results of midterm elections in America, either side you belong to, you must have been excited. And where we are is not clear majority for any party. US Senate, which requires 51 for majority, have 46 Democrats. They gained one seat, and GOP with 48 after having lost one seat. In US House, 218 is the number for majority, 189 for Democrats. They lost 7 seats here, and GOP 209, they gained 6 seats. And till Thursday, the situation as far as governors' results are concerned, 22 for Democrats, and they gained 2 seats, yes. And GOP 24 with loss of 2 seats. Overall situation is going to be interesting in terms of movement of American democracy to bounce back from recession. And now, with that, we also would like to share that Governor Kathy retained her seat, and she is the first women governor. So congratulations to Kathy Hochul for maintaining her position as governor after formally being elected. Member of Hindu community and leader Jennifer Raj Kumar also deserves to be congratulated for her landslide victory. Our friend Vibhuti Jha, first time entrant to politics, gave a tough fight, and he got 24,241 votes, which is very impressive. But he lost to Democrat Gina Siliti, who is elected from District 16. So with these, let's move towards this week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. And now, time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher, and India advocate in this week. Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and I have the pleasure of welcoming Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh for this special weekly session. Dr. Namaste.
Namaskar, namaskar.
So democracy is the thing. When I say the thing, meaning this is the only form of governance where people participate in who's going to rule them and the kind of policies that are being framed. And in that context, let's talk about America and recent opportunity of electing governors and senators and congressmen. So how do you feel the wave this time around?
Well, I think it's very, American politics also very polarized politics right now, currently. And really, literally, whole population is divided kind of 50-50 between Democrats and Republican right now. You can judge from the last presidential election. And now, because of the inflation, The recession is around the corner. Economy is not good, uh, and lot of unemployment now. A lot of IT companies, big IT companies, large corporations are laying. Uh, put the people on the out of employment, and all those things probably will have some effect. And also social issue like abortion, Supreme Court decision about abortion, and so forth. So the conventional wisdom tells that probably U.S. Lower house, that is Congress, will have probably Republican majority tomorrow by at least 8 to 10 seats, because right now Democrat has majority by 5 seats, but there are about 20 plus seats are available to grab, and those are the kind of marginal seats which either party can win. And right now probably the independent and Republican probably may vote against Biden administration, because Biden, when in midterm election, usually the president's popularity plays a very big role. And right now the Biden's popularity is almost 36, 39%, which is very low. And when you have that kind of wisdom says that that kind of popularity usually end up in losing the Democratic Party majority.
You have given many important points with your analysis. I appreciate that. And let's pick on the reasons which has resulted into many people losing their hopes from President Biden's way of functioning and taking country forward. What is it that should have been done different by President Biden? Let us focus on the economic side, which might have.
I think the economy had a lot of red flags right in the beginning of the year, which because of the political reason, because Biden did not want to still want to give away too much to the. I mean, of course, you have to take care of people who are less privileged. They should have their free medical coverage, healthcare benefits, some kind of unemployment benefits where they can live day-to-day life. But to give away too much, like say each if you have 4 children, you get $1,500 free. So that kind of money created this whole inflation cycle, and people they are not interested in working, because I mean they were making much more money than they used to work before COVID. So those kind of things really hurt us. And of course they passed that bill called infrastructure bill or inflation bill. That bill has kind of a lot of drawback, because that budget, the budget of that bill, usually the budget of any bill has to be balanced by the new income of the government, and there was no sources of government there. So I think those kind of went wrong. Plus Biden has he did not let Fed chairman to start raising the interest rate in the early enough. And by doing that, whole inflation becomes kind of sticky and is entrenched now. And therefore, now, what do you call, Fed has to raise very fast, and that will end up in now a lot of unemployment. You can see that a lot of large corporations are laying off their employees, I mean, including Tesla, Meta, Amazon, everybody. So that will really affect, and recession is definitely around the corner in spite of the raising this interest rate. So they have to keep raising the interest rate and continue keep in the higher rate for a long time, so in order to control the inflation.
So there are a couple of points which are related to what you just said. One, of course, the rate of interest increased, and there is a lack of inclination for people to buy new homes. So that is again not going to help country coming back out of recession. But um, what is the way out? There is a sense of global recession.
No, but global recession, if USA has inflation or recession, everyone has recession or inflation, because USA is the only country where we can print the money, dollar, without any collateral. So we printed so much in last 2 years, and that went out of kind of way. We should have stopped in early 2022, where there were signs of the inflation, and that a bit. So Fed is late by almost 6-7 months, and I think now we are paying price for that.
Last question, and then I'll seek special greetings, or rather, I'll also join you in greeting on Guru Nanak Dev Jayanti. The question was, do you see any conscious effort being made by the government or by counter forces to counter this kind of global false image?
Well, I don't know too much in detail about government's effort, but as a neutral observer outside India, when I listen to the news and from the different TV channels and different platform like YouTube or whatever you call it, social media, it looks like government is probably not doing enough.
Correct.
To set their narratives, and unless they set their narratives right or explain their narratives correct to the people, you end up having what we have now. That intellectual will work against will be anti-India factor, and that's why we are ITV Gold broadcasting the English and Hindi news every day, twice a day, because we want to convey the government's correct narrative to Western world, whatever its effect is, and that's our bit to the correcting our government's narration. And our government is correct. I mean, they are doing very good work. They are doing right work, but that work has to be explained to the world, why we are doing what we are doing.
Wonderful. So as we conclude, many festivals we have observed recently. Dev Deepavali, that is Kartik Purnima, was observed with lots of lights at Varanasi, and Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Jayanti 553rd birth anniversary observed. Your greetings for especially our Sikh viewers as well as for everyone on Guru Nanak.
Well, dear friends, particularly my Sikh brother and sister, will wish you happy Guru Nanak Jayanti, and we know that Guru Nanak is the one who really made this Sikhism in reality, and the Sikhism it's a great concept. It's a concept where very inclusive concept. They do not see any caste difference or creed difference. They welcome everyone, whether it comes from the upper caste Hindu or from the middle class Hindu or lower caste Hindu, and that's the beauty about the Sikhism. And Sikhism is really they are always helpful to the others, as we know. And so we wish all our Sikh brothers and sisters happy Guru Nanak Jayanti, and ITV wish you all the best, and try to help their good initiative, their philanthropic work, and their humanitarian work. So after saying that, I would like to say God bless America, God bless India, and God bless Indian American. Till then, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Welcome back. You're watching Vision of Asia Voice of Community, and we take you to Indian consulate now. Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, along with the Indian Achievers Forum, hosted a day-long meeting at the Indian consulate on 3rd November. Business delegates from India in particular have also joined Indo-American Chamber of Commerce officials to work towards improving trade between India and America. Many of them were recognized for their successful contribution. Former US Ambassador to India, Frank Wisner, was present, as well as another former ambassador to India from US, Kenneth Jester. I was present. Indian Consul General Randeep Jaiswal ji shared his views. Kapil Kaul, immediate national president of IACC, moderated the event. Among those who were awarded were also Padma Shri and our chairman, Dr. Sudhir Parikh. He was conferred Indian Achievers Award, International Achievers Award, with others. So, report on this special event. और अब चलते हैं इंडियन कॉन्सुलेट, जहां पर इंडिया और अमेरिका दोनों के बीच में व्यापार को बढ़ाने की दृष्टि से भारत से आए हुए एक दल की उपस्थिति थी इंडियन अमेरिकन चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स द्वारा आयोजित कार्यक्रम में, जिसमें इंटरनेशनल अचीवर्स अवार्ड से सम्मानित होने वालों में हमारे चेयरमैन पद्मश्री डॉक्टर सुधीर पारीक भी थे। इस अवसर पर जहां इंडियन अमेरिकन चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स के अध्यक्ष कपिल का संबोधन हुआ, उनके आयोजन के लिए उनकी सराहना करने के साथ साथ भारत और अमेरिका के संबंधों के बारे में बातचीत करते हुए वहाँ पर उपस्थित थे इंडियन कॉन्सुलेट न्यूयॉर्क में रणदीप जायसवाल जी और फॉर्मर एम्बेसडर जो भारत में अमेरिका के रहे हैं फ्रैंक विजनर, और साथ ही केनेथ जेस्टर भी उपस्थित थे। इस अवसर पर हुई कुछ हमारी मुलाकातों के अंश के साथ प्रस्तुत है इस कार्यक्रम पर हमारी ये दूसरी रिपोर्ट।
so delightful that we are back in this fashion. Last 2 years, we've been removed away from all our business stakeholders. All that we got was virtual, digital interaction, but we are so delighted that all the way from Calcutta, or Kolkata, we have Indo-American Chamber of Commerce representatives here to boost, to propel India-US business ties. Thank you, Ambassador Wisner, for your very kind and warm words. And thank you, Mr. Kapil Kaul, or one of the speakers, for reminding that Indo-American Chamber of Commerce was started in 1968 when Ambassador Chester Bowles was there at the helm of affairs in India. At a time when we are celebrating not just India's 75 years of independence, but also 75 years of India-US diplomatic ties, it helps a little to deep into history and bring all those people, their commitment, their hard work, to the present day work that we all are doing. So thank you very much for that. Underlying all the activities that we do today, economic, science, technology, collaboration, everything else, the shared understanding that we have of each other's culture, each other's ethos is so very important as we drive this very important partnership. I am very optimistic about Indo-US friendship, partnership, collaboration, connect, flying high in the years to come. The consulate stands ready to support all of you. Please, you can check on that when it comes to business, when it comes to economics. We put the best foot forward. Thank you very much.
In past decades, we always recognized in this country the profound commitment of India to the rule of law, to diversity, to the freedom of press, to the values of the democratic order that all of us cherish and are part of. That order is under pressure today. We make no gains if we don't recognize, we make no recognition of reality if we don't speak to it. In this country, we're about to have an election, and it's an election of huge importance, even though it's a midterm, shaping towards another great contest in 2024. The American polity, to put it simply, is badly divided, and it's not going to come together easily. And the frictions that result in such ghastly events as a personal attack on the husband of our Speaker of the House of Representatives is just barely indicative of the depth of anger that is coursing through the poison in the society. But so too, I suggest, India needs to be very careful of the order of its own society, the way Indians live with each other, respect each other's cultures, traditions, histories, religious points of view. This matters not only for India's good order, but for the reputation India has on the world stage, and particularly for this relationship. And so, whether it's this country or abroad, or the fate of democracy broadly, we all have a job to do. And so, I'd like to stand back for a moment and tell you that we can take nothing for granted. Our relationship is important at this, must be worked on, tended, treated carefully, indeed gardened very wisely. But I speak to you with utter confidence today in saying that in the Indian-American relationship, I've believed over the decades that the best years lie ahead.
I'm Ashok Vyas here at Indian Consulate. Indo-American Chamber of Commerce organized an event which was meaningful in terms of Indo-US trade relationships especially. And I have the distinct pleasure and honor of the presence of Ambassador Kenneth, as well as Chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh World Media, Dr. Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. So I'll begin with you, sir. You were in India recently. Being in India under President Trump here and Prime Minister Modi there, there was a lot of talks about their close understanding and friendship and how that was reflected in the way both countries were coming together.
Well, we accomplished an enormous amount during the last 4 years, the time that I was ambassador there, across every issue that we engage in, whether it was defense and security, trade and investment, energy, the environment, non-proliferation, agriculture, education, space, science, and technology. We've really developed a very broad and diverse relationship, and the change that has occurred in the last 20 years in U.S.-Indian relations is truly extraordinary, and it's a privilege to have been a part of that.
And you're being recognized by Indo-American Chamber of Commerce.
Well, I think it's a real privilege and pleasure to be with Ambassador Kenneth Jester. He was a great ambassador during the Trump administration. He has even brought President Trump to our Indian-American events in Houston. And it was a great event, and it showed the really exhibition of U.S.-India relation. And I particularly very much interested in, very passionate about this U.S.-India relation, because I was the one in '93 convinced Congressman Gary Ackerman and Frank Pallone to start the India Caucus. And now look at the India Caucus, the second largest caucus in Congress, which is pro-India. And that helps us long way. And so we came long way, and hopefully we'll go even higher. Hi, I'm Dr. Sudhir Parikh, Chairman of the Parikh Worldwide Media and ITV Gold. I would like to welcome immediate past President Mr. Kapil Kaur to the USA and to our home and consulate. And he is a person who is really mover and shaker of the whole initiative of the B2B today's meeting. So let me request him to say a few things about organization, himself, and his vision.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everybody. This is the first of a series of visits that we're going to make in furthering our bilateral relations with India and America through the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce and the Indian Achievers Forum. We are fortunate that we have with us many past ambassadors and consul generals present out here today who have brought us to the stage of proximity between India and America. And going forward, we'll be conducting many such events which will bring India and America, the two democracies and freedom-loving nations, to become closer as ever, to become the twin engines of economic and social growth in the world. And we would make India as a market as well as America as a market to co-invest in each other's countries, in each other's businesses, and make that leap of faith so that the two countries can become even closer going forward and become stabilizers in various matters, as well as upholding the values of true democracy and
Now let's go to Hanuman Mandir. Yes, the place also known as Vedic Heritage. And Vedic Heritage Inc. has the tradition of hosting musical treat for devotees near Deepavali. And this year, the two-day annual Diwali Mela hosted, among others, none other than Sarod Maestro Amjad Ali Khan Sahab and his sons Aman Ali Bangash and Ayyan Ali Bangash. This was held on 5th November and 6th November. We have a few kilometers from the event that was organized on Saturday, 5th November, where Guruma Jyotishanand Saraswati was conferred citations by Mayor of Hampstead as well as Senator Kevin Thomas. Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh was also present on this occasion. The day began with tabla recital of Azam Ali Khan and concluded with the Kathak performance by Nilima Berry. Here are some highlights.
know, I'm the first South Asian senator here in New York, and all of you are in my district, and it gives me great honor to come here and present a proclamation from the Senate for all the great work that the temple does in the community. All right, on behalf of the state senate, presenting you.
Please.
No, sit.
Keep sitting, please.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
And on behalf of the Incorporated Village of Hempstead, myself and the Board of Trustees, we present this citation to you. We're grateful to have you in our community, and thank you so much.
Everyone.
Sorry, what can I do? Tell me. Yeah, क्योंकि बैठे ही रह सकते हैं ना इसलिए.
As everybody know that I am great lover of music and art. Pandit Jasraj Ji was my first guru when I was 9-year-old and he was 19-year-old. He was my first guru and I was his first disciple.
Well, I think it's a it's a great treat today on Diwali celebration. Amjad Ali Khan, who is our pride of India, and he's our beloved Ustad Amjad Ali Khan, and two of his sons who are equally getting into that category. And so I feel myself very privileged and lucky that today I have got an opportunity to get the blessing from the Guru Ma and their guidance and spiritual guidance to do the good community work, and that's what that is all my goal is in the life. So I thank Guru Ma to give me such a blessing and encouragement to keep serving the community.
Kilmer in New Jersey observed Guru Purab on November 8th, Guruji Ka Mandir, as Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Prakash Utsav. It was attended by over 300 guests. The festival occasion marked 553rd birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. This indeed was a soulful event with Shabad, Kirtans, and there was, of course, langar prepared by Sevadars. So here are some glimpses from this glorious event.
मेरा नाम रीटा भंडारी है और आज हम यहाँ पे गुरुजी के मंदिर किलमर मंदिर में हैं, गुरुपुरब मना रहे हैं सबके साथ में।
तो आप पहले मुझे ये बताइए, गुरुजी का मंदिर जहाँ पर भी हो दुनिया में, वहाँ पर एक शिव जी की मूर्ति होती है और एक गुरु नानक देव जी की फ़ोटो ज़रूर होती है। इसके पीछे क्या कारण है?
गुरुजी एक्चुअली खुद ही महाशिव वो इस धरती पे आए, इसलिए शिव जी का वहाँ होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। और गुरु जी की हमेशा बहुत एफ्लिक्शन रही है गुरु नानक के साथ में, पूरी तरह माना गया है उनको, तो इसलिए गुरु नानक और शिव इकट्ठे बैठे होते हैं। और जैसे गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब में भी बोला गया है, सारे रिलीजन, सारे भगवान एक ही हैं, उसी तरह गुरु जी ने भी हर रिलीजन को कहा कि एवरी रिलीजन इज़ फाइन, आप किसी भी रिलीजन को फॉलो करें, but everybody is welcome in Guruji's darbar, because this is a darbar where it's a darbar of soul, you know, आपकी श्रद्धा की बात है वहाँ पे, आपका attitude and gratitude combined together is where Guruji takes you in this darbar. No matter what faith you follow, you are just as fine as anybody else, as long as you believe and have full faith in your own faith. भरोसे पे भरोसा, ये गुरुजी सिखाते हैं हमें। तो आज हम गुरु नानक जी का जन्मदिन मना रहे हैं।
कैसे मना रहे हैं आप? मैं देख रही हूँ यहाँ पर बहुत सारे लोग हैं, आंटीज़ हैं और सेवा कर रही हैं।
सेवा हो रही है। तो गुरुजी के दरबार में हमेशा कई तरह के अमृत प्रसाद मिलते हैं, और जल प्रसाद होता है, चाय प्रसाद होता है, और आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे सारा लंगर प्रसाद बन रहा है, आंटीज़ बनाती हैं। देख रहे हैं आप कितनी सफाई से और शांति से, there is no commotion, there is peace and lot of श्रद्धा that goes in making of लंगर प्रसाद। ये अमृत है, और इसमें अभी भी गुरुजी की सारी रेसिपीज़ फॉलो करी जाती हैं। तो गुरुजी के फॉलोअर्स मानते हैं, क्योंकि एक एक कण में इसमें जो है there is a blessing, there is अमृत, and गुरुजी has cured absolutely horrible, terrible and most unknown diseases, totally cured people of that just through their prasad. You know, कहते हैं जिसके सिर ऊपर तू स्वामी सो तू कैसा पावे, और वो तो गुरुजी के बारे में बिल्कुल ठीक है। एक बारी जब आप उनके साथ कनेक्ट हो जाते हैं, जुड़ जाते हैं, तो आपके सर पर उनका हाथ आ जाता है। उसके बाद या तो कष्ट आएगा ही नहीं, और अगर आएगा तो सिर्फ 10% आएगा, और वो 10% भी कई बारी आपको निचोड़ के रख देता है। इट इज़ रियली अ टेस्टिंग टाइम, बट हाउ यू जस्ट come across it, it's always unbelievable, because through the power of that faith in Guruji, you get so much positivity, so much strength, that every big problem becomes a very minuscule of a problem. Guruji की बस यही महिमा मैं बता सकती हूँ।
Thank you so much for talking to us.
My pleasure. जय गुरु जी।
पूनम, आप बताइए आज आप यहाँ पर गुरु पूरब कैसे मना रही हैं?
बस गुरुजी के साथ और सब प्यारी संगत के साथ। इट्स सच अ ब्यूटीफुल इवेंट एंड एवरीथिंग एट गुरुजी's टेम्पल इज ऑलवेज ऑसम। आई भी फील कि गुरुजी हैं यहाँ हमारे साथ, हम सबके साथ, और सब प्यार से मिलकर मनाते हैं, तो इट्स ऑलवेज वेरी गुड। थैंक यू।
मलिका, आज आप यहाँ पे हैं गुरुजी के मंदिर में और गुरु पूरब का त्योहार मना रही हैं, कैसे मनता है यहाँ पर?
यहाँ पर एक्चुअली सारे इवेंट्स मनाए जाते हैं, बहुत अच्छी तरीके से मनाए जाते हैं। यहाँ की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टीम इज़ वेरी गुड, उनकी यूनिटी बहुत अच्छी है, और इस टेंपल में जितने भी संगत आती है दे आर ऑलवेज़ वेरी वेल ऑर्गेनाइज्ड। सारे सेवक यहाँ पे पूरे यूनिटी के साथ और बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से इसको मैनेज करते हैं। तो लास्ट यहाँ पे इवेंट हुआ था दिवाली, और आज है गुरु पूरब, जो कि बहुत ज़ोरों शोरों से मनाया जा रहा है। जी,
थैंक यू।
थैंक यू।
हेमंत जी, जय गुरु जी।
जय गुरु जी।
बताइए आज आप गुरु पूरब यहाँ पर कैसे स्पेशल वे में मना रहे हैं?
जैसा कि सबको पता है, धरती पर स्वर्ग, ये दरबार हमारे मालिक का यहाँ पर विराजमान है एडिसन में, किल्मर रोड, 6 किल्मर रोड। तो हम सभी अपने जो घर से दूर हैं यहाँ यूएस में, सब मिलजुल के हम यहाँ सारे त्यौहार मनाते हैं। साल में हम न्यू ईयर डे से शुरू करते हैं, न्यू ईयर के बाद लोहड़ी, फिर शिवरात्रि, बैसाखी, राखी, जन्माष्टमी, दिवाली, गुरु नानक बर्थडे, फिर 5 हमारे इवेंट होते हैं गुरुजी के स्पेशल, जिनमें पहला होता है बैसाखी, पहला शिवरात्रि साल में, दूसरा बैसाखी, फिर तीसरा हमारा गुरुजी की चोला जिस दिन उन्होंने त्यागा था 31 मई, उस दिन हम उनकी पुण्य तिथि मनाते हैं। उसके बाद गुरुजी का बर्थडे जो हमारे लिए बहुत अपार खुशियाँ लेकर आता है, जुलाई 7, और उसके बाद गुरु पूर्णिमा। तो ये सारे, और एंड में हम दशहरे पे गरबा भी करते हैं और न्यू ईयर ईव पे हम भंगड़ा भी करते हैं। तो गुरुजी के दरबार में हम सब मिलजुल के ऐश करते हैं, आप भी हमारे साथ ही होते हैं। तो मेरी तो सभी यूएस में रहने वाले सभी सनातन धर्म को मानने वाले, सिख पंथ को मानने वाले सभी लोगों से मेरी गुजारिश है, आप एक बार आएँ, मत्था टेकें और यहाँ का आनंद लें और देखें। जैसा कि हम बोलते हैं हमेशा, धरती पर स्वर्ग दरबार हमारे गुरुजी का। तो सभी को मेरी तरफ से गुरुपुरब की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं और आप सभी आएँ और आप सभी ब्लेसिंग्स लें।
थैंक यू।
जय गुरु जी।
जय गुरु जी। शेरू जी, आप यहाँ पे बहुत, मैं देख रही हूँ कि अच्छी तरह से इतने सारे लोग हैं, बच्चे हैं, हर उम्र के लोग हैं और यहाँ पर गुरुपुरब मना रहे हैं। इसकी क्या स्पेशल, व्हाट इज़ द महत्व बिहाइंड दिस, स्पेशली इन गुरुजी's मंदिर?
तो अब आप देखते हैं, जब आप इधर आते हैं, एक जगह गुरु नानक देव जी हैं, एक जगह शिव जी हैं। तो हमें ऐसे लगता है कि गुरुजी दोनों के फॉर्मेशन थे, तो इसलिए हम गुरु नानक देव जी का बर्थडे बड़ी धूमधाम से बनाते हैं। और लाइक अंकल सेड कि एक परिवार है ये, जिसमें लोग आके जुड़ते हैं, बिकॉज ये लोनलीनेस जगह है। तो दे कम, दे जॉइन एंड वी सेलिब्रेट। 2 weeks ago हमने दिवाली सेलिब्रेट करी थी। वी हैड over 700 संगत joining us, and we did fireworks, we did stalls, we did this, Golgappa live. So we're just like a family community. And you know, in regular mandir, what happens is you go, you don't interact. Here हम तीन सत्संग करते हैं, तो 3 दिन इंटरेक्शन होती है। अपनी फैमिली से ज़्यादा इंटरेक्शन इधर होती है हमारे यहाँ।
तो ये एक संगत परिवार आपका बना हुआ है,
बिल्कुल, संगत
जिनके साथ
परिवार।
आप सारे फेस्टिवल्स मनाते हैं।
सारे फेस्टिवल मनाते हैं, हाँ जी। एंड यू नो, गुरुजी करें कि गुरुजी कहते थे कि आप मंदिर मेरे तभी आते हो जब मैं बुलाऊं। तो आई विश गुरुजी सबको बुलाएं इस मंदिर में और सबको यहाँ पे आके दर्शन दें गुरुजी, और ब्लेसिंग दें सबको।
आप बताइए, आज गुरुपुरब है, कुछ ऐसा शब्द जो गुरु जी और गुरु नानक देव जी के लिए बिल्कुल फिट बैठे आज के ओकेजन पर?
ऐसा शब्द आपको बताऊं, गुरु नानक जी की पहले 3 शिक्षाएं बता देता हूं, तब तक उनका कोई शब्द भी याद आ जाएगा। कि गुरु नानक का संदेश में सबसे बड़ा संदेश यही है कि उनकी 3 शिक्षाएं, वो बोलते थे कीरत करो, कि आप एक अच्छा काम करें और काम ऐसा हो कि जो धर्म पूर्वक किया जाए। दूसरा उनका ये था कि सिमरन करो ईश्वर का, प्रभु नाम का आप जाप करते रहिए। और तीसरा वंड छको, माने जो है आपके साथ, जो और बाकी अपने ज़रूरतमंदों में अपने लोगों के साथ बांटे। और शब्द मुझे याद आता, हम लोग बहुत छोटे थे, शायद 5-6 साल के होंगे। तो ईश्वर अल्लाह नूर उपाया, कुदरत के सब बंदे, एक नूर ते सब जग उपया, कौन भले कौन मंदे।
BAPS is indeed an important organization, and this continued the tradition as inspired by Pramukh Swamiji Maharaj. And this year is a very special year as the birth centenary of Pramukh Swamiji Maharaj is being observed. An exhibition with the theme Century of Service was also organized at Robbinsville, New Jersey BAPS Temple. And that was another highlight of Annakut and Diwali Mahotsav. Here are some highlights from that event. And now time to say goodbye from today's Vision of Asia Voice of the Community. But time also to remind you to be your friends on Facebook page. Subscribe to ITV Gold YouTube channel. Keep writing events at itvgold.com. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay happy. This is Ashok Vyas. Namaste.